Hi, I'm Monica Zielinski. I'm a Polish American living in Warsaw, Poland. So if you saw my last video, you now know why I decided to move to Warsaw, Poland, and leave my American life behind. But in this video, I wanted to talk briefly about how I found a job in Warsaw, Poland, and why I decided to find my career path here instead of the US. So really quickly, I always wanted to become a journalist ever since I took one random class in high school that my friend encouraged me to do. It was an elective. It was like you can choose any art or extra kind of class. So I decided to go along with it. He was a good friend. He's like, yeah, come on, join my class. So I did journalism class with him. And it turned out it was my lifelong passion to do journalism. I absolutely loved it. Shout out to Mrs. Albus. I took the class, and then so I learned all the basics of journalism, and then the following year I took it again as a kind of an independent study, and I was the editor-in-chief of the school newspaper. Just a quick humble brag. And then I immediately knew that for college I definitely want to do journalism, and in New Haven there's a great school called Southern Connecticut State University, a mouthful, SCSU, and they have a phenomenal journalism department filled with amazing teachers that I can't recommend enough. I had a wonderful experience there learning hands-on skills and things that I continue to do in my career even to this day. So definitely check it out if you're in the US and you want to do journalism, and it's affordable. That's a huge bonus. It is a public university. So it's not free, but it's definitely less expensive than the private ones, and you get a good deal. Okay, this is not endorsed, or this video is not sponsored by SCSU. I wish. They can give me a call, but no. I'm just a proud owl. So I did journalism. I thought I was just gonna get a job, but I tried getting an internship. I think my bar was a little bit too high because I was applying for jobs at all the biggest newspapers in New England, and you know, you have really great journalism in New England. You have the Boston area, you have New York, so it was kind of a lot of competition, and I didn't have like an Ivy League name attached to my degree, so I hate to say that, but there's some truth to it that if you didn't go to an Ivy League, your, unfortunately, resume, CV gets overlooked, in my opinion. I don't know, prove me wrong if I'm saying something incorrect, but I feel like when you're just fresh out of college, unfortunately, the status of where you went to school does make a difference, which is unfortunate because I just said I had a really great college experience. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. So anyway, I went to journalism school, but I was also very involved in the school newspaper and in the journalism department. I was always in there. Everybody knew me. So I was very, very involved. Loved journalism. So after I did some internships and I defended my thesis. Fun fact, I did do a thesis. Not every university requires it, but I actually had a creative project in which I made my own magazine. So I wrote, I took pictures, did all the layout, editing, printing, everything from start to finish. Really proud of that project. It's called Breakthrough. It was a women's college magazine. I really like how it turned out. I feel like I'm just bragging about myself. That's not what this video is about. It's supposed to help you guys find jobs in Poland, in Europe. So when I decided to look for jobs, and I already knew that I wanted to try to find a job in Warsaw, even for just the summer, and I kind of made a deal with my mom. She said, okay, you can only move to Poland for the summer if you find a job first. You're not buying that plane ticket until you have a confirmation from someone that says they're offering you a position in Warsaw. So I had my work cut out for me, not having any connections or contacts in Warsaw, but I had a lot of dumb luck in life, I think. Or maybe not, maybe I'm a genius, I don't know, you guys tell me. what I did was I did not even look at a single job offer description or post or any kind of listing. I literally, I'm not even joking, guys. I opened up Google one day, typed in English magazine Warsaw. Just those 3 keywords. And fortunately, unfortunately for me, I got a search result of about 3 publications maybe. So I just kind of went down the list and emailed each publication like, hey, I'm, a journalism graduate looking for summer work or anything. Let me know if you have anything open or available. I didn't even know if they had any positions available or even if they're looking for someone or anything like that. It was a complete shot in the dark. And only one responded, and I will always be grateful to this man for as long as I will live because he fortified my path in life, I guess. Like, he gave me a chance, and now I am where I am because he gave me that chance. So his name is Richard Stevens. I don't know if he'll ever see this, but I got an email from him saying that he would like to have a call with me and have a chat. So I remember, and this was pretty quick, I feel like he responded on a Saturday morning. I was still in my pajamas on my laptop checking my email, and I said, oh my gosh, somebody responded to my email. And I think we scheduled a call for what was our time, 7 in the morning. So I crept downstairs not to wake up my family members, and I was in pajama bottoms and having this call with some strange man in Warsaw, Poland, seeing if he'll give me a job. And it was a very short call, but he basically said that, yeah, we have some work that you can be doing for us for a publication called Poland Today. But also I did a special project with the famous newspaper, Rzeczpospolita. They wanted to do a magazine with Polish brands, and my main job would be writing about these Polish brands. So I was obviously super excited. I was thrilled with the opportunity, and it was totally out of the blue. I don't even know, actually I never found out if they actually were already actively looking for someone, if there was were they looking to recruit someone, or I don't even know what the process was. I was so happy that they even offered me a job that I never even asked about how this came about. So it was actually at one of my award ceremonies that I got the official email saying, book your flight, come on this day. As soon as you I think I got my diploma, and a week or 2 later I was already on the plane. So it was very quick. And I guess my biggest advice to people looking for job opportunities, whether it's abroad or wherever you are, look for companies that you'd like to work at. Maybe this is obvious, but I thought, why not? Just give it a try. Just email them directly, because you don't even know what they're looking for, or if they're looking for someone. They might not need anyone at the time. They don't have a recruitment process open. And that's okay. But you really never know, because if I just looked for the job, it wouldn't have found me. I totally took a shot in the dark, like I mentioned, and I was so lucky that he saw my email and gave me a chance, because it's also risky. You're giving somebody a job that you've never met, you don't know, and I could have been rubbish on my job. I could have been totally crappy as a journalist, but I turned out to what I think was a very good employee, and I stayed for 4 years. So, much longer than the 2-3 month period I was supposed to be at, but I helped tremendously at the publication. So I think he surprised himself at how much of an asset I was. So you never ever know. I think you just have to try. Worst case, somebody will just throw out your email and never look at your resume, but you never know. Maybe they don't even know they're looking for someone until they find someone like you and they realize, wow, this person sounds really awesome. They need to be a part of our team in any way possible. that's the goal. You know, that's what you want to happen. Whether that happens or not, you know, it's hard for me to say, but I was extremely lucky in that my little experiment kind of worked out. And sometimes, again, my mom always says, if there's not a door open, then you look for a window. And I thought, I'm going to get a job in Poland no matter what. Now, I know what some people are gonna say. You're a native English speaker in a country that doesn't have maybe so many experts in that field that are native English journalists, and you know, you kind of had it easy. I've heard that before as well. You've had it easy because you happen to be born in America and happen to go to school there. And that doesn't mean that you're super qualified or a good journalist or good at what you do. Of course. And I know some Americans working and living in Poland that are absolute garbage when it comes to grammar and speaking properly. But they want to be teachers, right? Because they're a native American, you know, US American. Not to offend any indigenous peoples. I've corrected myself. But that doesn't mean that they're good teachers. However, I think I was able to prove myself that yes, I was privileged to be born in an English-speaking country. However, I work hard and I am quite ambitious and I am very precise and I love to be grammatically correct and all of these things and skills that attributed to my being a good employee, not just that I happen to be a native English speaker, because again, I'm sure that there are much better journalists than I am. I am not denying that, but I think I do pretty okay in what I do. I mean, I've been living and working here for 6 years now, so if I wasn't good, I don't think I'd be as successful as I am now. So I think also there's nothing wrong with that. You know, if you know another language, use that to your advantage. If you have a special skill set that you think is maybe hard to find in another place, maybe look for jobs in that particular area or even region or, you know, geographic region. If you know that a specific country or city is lacking either IT specialists or teachers or even me, journalists, and you're flexible and willing to move, then do that. I think if you're really open to it, and you know, I was very open to that as well. I knew that, okay, so I have a lot of skills, but also I'm a native English speaker. I love living in Warsaw. It's a great place to live and work. I think I'll have a chance finding a job there versus a country or city that's already filled to the brim with native English speakers, and I wouldn't be contributing anything in particular, and I would have a difficult time because there's too much competition. So I think that is a very smart approach. I don't think that's, you know, taking advantage of a situation or, you know, because you were, and I've been told, because you would have been a nobody back home. I mean, I think you have to be somebody to be brave enough to move across the world, really, to find a job. I don't think you could just be anybody to do that. So I don't think that's fair to say. I mean, yeah, I know I'm not a huge, like, superstar journalist, and I wouldn't have made it back home. I'm perfectly aware of that. There's just so much competition and so many much better journalists than I am that I'm sure I would have had a hard time back home. But that was one of the reasons why I decided to move abroad and see what I can do here. If it didn't work out for me, then maybe I would have come home, or maybe I would have tried something else. But in my case, it worked out. So if you guys have any questions, I can make a whole separate video about European style resumes. I'm not an HR expert, but I did have to learn a few things that were quite shocking. For example, in Europe, or at least in Poland, you put your photo on your resume. Some people have stopped doing so, but it's very common practice for interviews that you have a photo. So it was something interesting that I also had to get used to. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you had similar experiences finding jobs either where you live or if you decided to also move abroad. I'm really interested in hearing about your experiences, and let me know if you want more videos about my life in Poland. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you next time.